In Ukraine, we call this Korean-style carrot. Soon in Ukraine, we will call this Korean-style fertilizer. I'm Maria Drutska and damn, now Ukraine will have to fight against not one but two nuclear states. I'm Maria Drutska and we will talk again about North Korea. Just on Sunday evening, I recorded a video and detailed Putin's and Kim's plans, and so much has happened in these 2 days. Let's review. Early in June, experts from the Institute for the Study of War reported that in July this year, North Korea was supposed to send military construction and engineering forces to participate in reconstruction work in the occupied Donetsk region. They noted that they would be involved in this so-called reconstruction work starting in July 2024. North Korean military forces have 10 engineer brigades, and the Chonsun Channel estimated that North Korea could receive up to $115 million annually from Russia for sending these brigades to occupied Ukraine. On October 12, a representative of the Ukrainian military intelligence, speaking anonymously, told the Washington Post that soldiers from North Korea are already fighting in Ukraine and several thousands North Korean troops are undergoing training in Russia and may likely be deployed to the front line in the future. According to the source, North Korean officers are already on temporary occupied territory in Ukraine where they are observing the actions from Russian troops and studying the battlefield. Well, yesterday, Russian President Vladimir Putin submitted a bill to the State Duma for the ratification of a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement between Russia and North Korea. The package of documents accompanying the draft law also includes the text of the agreement. Article 4 of this agreement states, if one of the parties suffers an armed attack from any state or states and finds itself in the state of war, the other party shall immediately provide military and other assistance by all available means in accordance with Article 25 of UN Charter and in accordance with the legislation of the Russian Federation and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. I felt the urge to study Article 51 of the UN Charter immediately to see where this is stated. Anyway, regarding North Korea effectively entering the war, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky also stated this yesterday and this morning at the staff meeting. He also said that North Korea is not just supplying weapons to Russia, but is actually sending its citizens to fight in Ukraine as a part of the Russian military. And today, Tuesday of October 15, media reported that a so-called Special Buryat Battalion is being formed at the base of the 11th Airborne Brigade of the Russian Occupation Army, staffed by citizens of North Korea. The estimated number of personnel is up to 3,000. Currently, the process of supplying the battalion with small arms and ammunition is underway. It is likely that the battalion may be involved in combat missions near the settlement of Sudzha and the city of Kursk in Russia, the media reported. Well, before I continue, guys, I want to thank all of you who send coffees on Buy Me a Coffee and become patrons. Please do so. If you want more videos on the channel, you can also help this channel by subscribing to it and like this video, as it will definitely help Ukrainian content to be seen by more people. I suggest you also subscribe to my Twitter page, where I post regular updates about the situation in Ukraine, and to my Instagram, where I show the daily life in Ukraine. Speaking about North Korea, of course, air raid siren. Thank you. And that's not all. It hasn't been long since a new report emerged in the media citing sources in Ukrainian intelligence that 18 North Korean soldiers have already fled from positions of the border of Ukraine with the Bryansk and Kursk regions of Russia. It was noted that this happened 7 kilometers from the state border with Ukraine. The motives for the soldiers' escape have not yet been established, and Russian military forces have begun their search. At the same time, the Russian invaders are trying to conceal this information from their higher command, said a source in the intelligence community. The motives for the escape remain unknown. Well, I can of course speculate, but only as a hypothesis that the Koreans simply decided their careers would be better off if they weren't becoming fertilizer on Ukrainian soil. The Kremlin has not denied its willingness to fight for North Korea, writes the Moscow Times. Russia and North Korea will cooperate in military matters and ensure each other's security within the framework of the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Agreement, said Dmitry Peskov, the press secretary for the Russian dictator Putin. The wording in the agreement does not need clarification. It is quite unambiguous, Peskov said in response to journalists' question about whether Russia could side with North Korea in the event of a military conflict on the Korean peninsula. According to him, Moscow and Pyongyang intended to be guided by the principles of this agreement as their relations develop. Well, another interesting piece of news. German intelligence suspects Russia on attempting to orchestrate an aviation disaster, writes Zerkalo. Russian spies are suspected of a sabotage attempt that, by a stroke of luck, did not lead to the crash of a civilian aircraft, said Thomas Haldeman, head of Germany's domestic security service. The incident occurred this year, Haldeman recounted during hearings in the Bundestag. A package, indeed, intended for transportation cargo goods, caught fire in DHL Logistics Center in Leipzig. If this had happened during the flight, it would have led to a disaster, he said. It remains unclear who the package was intended for, according to the German news agency dpa. Security services are investigating this incident based on the assumptions that it is connected to Russia's actions. They warn that Russia is quantitatively and qualitatively ramping up efforts to destabilize the situation in Germany by carrying out sabotage. Not really. So, these heads of intelligence service said that Moscow actions endanger people's lives, saying, "We are observing aggressive behavior from Russian intelligence service," they say. So what I can say, guys, our partners need to pay closer attention to this issue and move towards more decisive actions to support Ukraine and respond on international platforms. Don't you think so? I mean, is this even normal? North Korea is invading a country in Europe. Could you ever have imagined such thing? I mean, I don't know. If we aren't giving permission for long-range strikes after the US presidential elections, it will, of course, be more challenging for us to fend off both the Russians and the North Koreans, who could number in the tens of thousands. And for your general knowledge, by the way, the Korean People's Army is one of the largest armies in the world. As Dialogue UA reports, this army consists of 1.28 million active servicemen plus another 5.8 million in reserve. Conscription occurred from the age of 17, and the service terms range from 5 to 12 years. North Korea allocates 27% of its national income to maintain such a massive army. The country's military equipment includes about 3,500 battle tanks, 21,000 artillery systems, and over 1,100 aircraft and helicopters. Well, Write me in comments, guys. First of all, what are the forecasts for the presidential elections in America right now? And secondly, what do you think about these Korean carrots in Ukraine? That's it for today. I want to thank all of you for supporting Ukraine, watching Ukrainian content. Please like this video, and if you really like it and you want more videos here, you can support the channel's development or Patreon or buy me a coffee. See you soon, and Slava Ukraini!